The class that I took, and this is my first year of college. It was the professor's name was Sanaya Nathanson, and she was this incredible. She was an incredibly gifted teacher, and also really made the material come alive. And back then, when I was taking social psychology, this was in the late 1990s. So much of the focus was on understanding the social worlds that people live in, and really understanding, why do we do certain things, and trying to shed light on some of the mistakes that we make in our cognitions when we think one thing, but the world may be telling us something different. And I just found it fascinating. I thought it was fascinating to try to understand, like, why do people behave the way that they do? And around that time, I was home, I guess, probably for like a spring break. I can't remember if it was spring break or winter break. My parents, they're both psychologists. They're both clinical psychologists. They had a journal article laying around. And by the way, I told myself, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to become a clinical psychologist. I don't want to become a psychologist, because they did that, right? And I was bored, and I was flipping through whatever magazine, journal they had out, and there was an article in there by this woman, Laura Karstensen. And it was all about how we grapple with time and how we grapple with endings in our lives. And she was focused on older adults and what happens when older people face the end of their lives, and how they change their decisions to be more focused on the meaningful things in their lives. And I thought it was a fascinating article, and I just sent an email to her. This is early in college, and it started this email exchange, and then fast forward 4 years later, I was in grad school working with her, and so it's very funny to look back and say I never planned it that way, but of course there's these little twists and turns along the way that got me there.